Hey everyone, welcome to Makin Scents. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. Today we're going to be doing a collaboration with a good friend of mine that I've met through the fragrance community, Scott over at 504 Man Reviews. We were chatting the other day just on Messenger through Facebook and came up with a really cool idea, at least we thought so, for a video. So stay tuned.
What's going on YouTube? Scott here, 504 Man Fragrance Reviews, coming back at you with a collab video. My good buddy Michael Densmo over at Makin Scents reached out and said, hey Scott, let's do a collab video. 3 fragrances that you would wear if you traveled to my home state of Massachusetts, and 3 fragrances that he would wear if he traveled to my home state of Louisiana. Cool concept, Mike. Let's do it, bud. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. Once again, Mike, thanks, brother, for reaching out to me for this collab. This is going to be cool. I'm going to do mine based on the weather there in Massachusetts. So, according to Google, what I've researched and seen was that the average summertime temperature in Massachusetts is 82 degrees, and the average wintertime temperature is 16 degrees. Those are some nice numbers. Here in New Orleans, Louisiana, our summertime days are 100 plus degrees with a heat index of 120 degrees. I mean, super humid, super hot. Our winter times are not really that cold. We may get lucky if we get a 35 degree day, and then the very next day it's back to 80 something degrees. They say you don't like the weather in New Orleans, just wait until tomorrow. So basically, what I would wear in the summertime and bring with me up there by you, Mike, would be your version of Creed's Green Irish Tweed, which is Irish Countryside. Super versatile, easy reach fragrance, just very aromatic, green, earthy, just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And in my opinion, outperforms the original Creed Green Irish Tweed by miles and miles and miles. Folks, if you haven't had a chance to get your nose on some of Mike's inspirations, you need to go ahead and check these out. This isn't a plug for his business. He's not paying me to do this. We're just really good friends. Met some awesome people in this community, and Mike is one of the best guys I've ever come across, and him and I have worked on a bunch of things together. And folks, let me tell you, I would take this one with me if I went up there anytime, and I would take this over the original any single day. So that is my summertime travel to Massachusetts, which is his version of Green Irish Tweed, which is Irish Countryside. So for the fall, what I would bring with me up there, say I want to go to a Red Sox game, I want to go to a pub before and after the game. So I'd want something a little more fallish than summertime. I want to bring something with me that has some tobacco, some whiskey, some cinnamon, and this is probably the best cheap fragrance that I've ever come across, and it's in my collection, and that is from Zara, and that is Unexpected Fresh Spicy. This is a very cheap fragrance that surprisingly performs very well. This is a boozy cinnamon whiskey type fragrance. This is the absolute perfect fall fragrance in my opinion. Going up there to watching a Red Sox game, going to a pub, enjoying a few drinks, hanging out with friends. This is the epitome of fall classic, ballroom type fragrance. I love this fragrance. I'm so glad I found this one. So that is from Zara. That is Unexpected Fresh Spicy. So for those brutal cold winter months, what I would go with is something just beastly that can just punch straight through that dense winter, cold, snowy days that you have in Massachusetts up there, Mike. This one is the perfect fragrance that'll do just that. Many of you have tried this one, have got your nose on this one. There's been plenty of reviews about it. And to me, it's probably one of the most beastly fragrances I have in my collection. It's probably one of the most beastly fragrances that is out there. And that is from the house of Mancera. And that is Red Tobacco. Red Tobacco is just a pungent tobacco fragrance. Just a blast right through those cold winter months. And this thing will last on you for a very, very, very long time. Perfect for those winter days. This will definitely do the job. So that's Mancera Red Tobacco, a monstrous projection, a longevity beast, in my opinion. One of the best fragrances I have in my collection. I'm so glad to have this one. So that's it, folks. Those are my 3 fragrances according to the weather up there in Massachusetts in the Northeast. Mike, thanks so much for having me on your channel. I really appreciate you reaching out to do this collab with me. This was super fun. Great idea, man. For those of you stopping by for the first time and seeing me here, my name is Scott. I'm 504 Man Fragrance Reviews from New Orleans, Louisiana. Do me a favor, hit the red button down below, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. And follow me over on Instagram at 504 Man Reviews. And like I always say, folks, in my videos, keep smelling good. Until next video, peace.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Scott, for sending that over. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go check out 504 Man Reviews. I'll leave his information down below. Go subscribe, click. Just a really cool guy, great person in the community. So I'm going to go into my first 3 fragrances, or my 3 fragrances that I would choose if I was heading down to New Orleans or in Louisiana. The first one is not because of the scent profile or anything like that exactly. It's because every time I think of this fragrance, it affiliates my mindset with Scott from 504 Man Reviews. It's what I would consider his most special fragrance from what I've seen in the past. And it's this guy right here. We're looking at Versace Blue Jeans. The main accords, according to Frag, are aromatic, fresh, spicy, floral, woody, citrus, balsamic. In reality, it's just a really bright, spicy. I sprayed it on my hand a couple minutes ago. I'll spray it again though. Bright, spicy. It's just a really nice fragrance. Now this bottle's an older bottle. I think this is like 17, 18 years old maybe. They still look exactly the same. I don't know if there's a big difference in the fragrance itself. As you can tell, I have not used it a ton. But it's one of those that I've had in my collection for a long time. And over that time, I never realized how good it really was. When I smell it right now, it's just a fresh, spicy, like citrus mixed with a little bit of something else. Maybe some sort of floral. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But it's a bright fragrance. It's really nice. The weather down in New Orleans right now is somewhere in the 75 to 85 range. And it looks consistent like that for at least the next 10 days or so. We might be continuing beyond that. But when I'm shooting in the video, we're looking at 75 to 85 degrees. And this one here, Versace Blue Jeans, absolute great pickup for that. Low price too. It's like $22 on FragranceNet or things like that. And it's a really easy fragrance to wear and go for. And like I said, as far as I know, it's a super special fragrance to Scott over at 504 Man. And I literally, every time I think of him, if I think of a fragrance, the first one that comes to mind is Versace Blue Jeans. Now the next one, it's kind of funny because it's one of my favorite fragrances. It's one I wear more often than many of the other ones in my collection. It's in the top 10. I don't know exactly what number it is off the top of my head right now, but it could even be in the top 3 that I wear. And is this one right here. Looking at Prada L'Homme. Now this one here is an iris bomb. The only way to say it. I don't even have to spray it. Fresh, clean, not crazy soapy, but this nice iris behind there. It's good for any occasion. It's super fresh. And if we were getting to 85 degrees, walking through people, crowds of people, I think that would be one of those fragrances that just stands out as a really nice, clean, fresh scent. You know, where they have, you know, they're infamous for Bourbon Street down there. Or if you were going to pick up a Saints game or anything like that, I could definitely see you wearing that fragrance because it's one that I think is extremely easy to wear. And for me personally, it's one of my most complimented fragrances ever. All right, so the last fragrance on this list is probably the one that stands out the most to me when I think of celebration, party, or something like Mardi Gras, where you got people just out there having a blast, all different scents, smells, odors mixed into one for a huge celebration. And that is this one right here. Jubilation 25 from Amouage. So if you haven't tried this fragrance, you're missing out. It's definitely, it's a complex fragrance in the sense that there is like 90 different things that are in this thing. There's probably less than that, but I want to say there's at least 15 different elements that build this fragrance. When I smell it, sprayed on my hand a little while ago, I smell like patchouli, frankincense, maybe sandalwood or something like that, along with like some sweet notes like honey. There's some sort of oud, not sure what. There's a lot of other stuff. There's something else sweet in there. I can't pinpoint what it is, but I do know back when I originally looked up the fragrance, it was so many different notes. Now, New Orleans is known very well for having, Mardi Gras and all the different stuff, as well as a lot of really powerfully hearted people. And what I mean by that is, there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's gone over the past, decade or so, give or take. And, the community had to really get together to do some amazing things. Now, imagine a ton of different people blending together to get things done. Imagine the big celebrations that happen in New Orleans within, Mardi Gras and, all that kind of crazy stuff on Bourbon Street. And you got this one right here. It's a complex, well-mixed group of fragrances, oils, attributes, elements, different things that they add together to make this thing that is just bursting with power, energy, and light. That might sound super corny, but I mean it. It's a super nice fragrance. It's not overly used out of my collection. See how much is still in there? But for me, I love this one. Jubilation 25, and that will sum up the 3 fragrances that I would bring with me if I went down to New Orleans to spend a little bit of time with my friend Scott. Hopefully you guys like this video, and girls. If you do like this video, or if you want to do a favor for me and go support Scott at 504 Man Reviews, that'd be awesome. Please, if you feel free, click that like button down below. Subscribe down there if you haven't done so already. Would love to see you come around. But even more important than all of that, throw me some comments down below. If you have some ideas what you would like to wear if you came to Boston area, or if you went down to New Orleans, throw me some fragrance notes down below what you would wear if you had a chance to come up here. If you're not from the area, tell me which place you're heading and what you would wear if you were heading there. I love comments, and I try to reply to them all the time. So that's about all. I do appreciate everyone stopping by. Scott, thank you so much for putting the time in to make that video for me. And that's pretty much it. So remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.